So, welcome back everyone. It is now June 22nd of 2023. We're just a short number of days away from the Indy 5 release date on June 30th. We also have a lot of things happening right now with the Acolyte, as well as Skeleton Crew. Yes, those two projects are happening and will be arriving this holiday season for Skeleton Crew, and in early to mid 2024 for the Acolyte series. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. And let's get right into exactly what's going on here with this situation involving Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Leslye Headland, and yes, even Kathleen Kennedy herself. Now, we know that there's a lot of things going on with the Acolyte series. There are going to be reshoots happening by this fall. This show is still a go. It's still happening. It is going to be arriving next year. Make no mistake about that. And fans are really not looking forward to this at all. And there's multiple reasons why. It's very agenda-driven. We also have some cast members from, other aspects in that field entering into that actual project. But we have something very concerning to talk about that involves Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Leslye Headland and exactly what's happening with Star Wars and its future. So let's dive into all of this. Now, we know one thing about the Acolyte right now is that an Acolyte spin-off is getting very close to getting the green light by the Disney executives that are loyal to Kathleen Kennedy, almost coming off like Bob Iger is betraying the fans and going against everything that he was promising, that they wanted to 100% stay focused on John and Dave's work only and strictly. I don't know why there's growing numbers of executives that are in favor of Kathleen Kennedy suddenly, but when we look at everything related to the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew, those two shows, which are happening, are very agenda-driven, and it is going to tarnish the brand. Now, moving forward, with actress Phoebe Waller-Bridge very busy with the promotion of Indy 5, one huge development that is happening behind closed doors has much to do with the Disney executives Leslye Headland and Kathleen Kennedy. However, it's actually explained that behind closed doors, the executives that are loyal to Kathleen Kennedy and Leslye are beginning to greenlight an Acolyte spin-off show that is a part of Kathy's contract to have a third series to be 100% in her creative power. Now, the plan by Leslye Headland right now is to have Phoebe Waller-Bridge co-write the Acolyte spin-off show, and to also star in the series alongside Brie Larson as Maeve, who is going to be a Jedi God. This was an actual original plan for the Acolyte's, of course, main show, but Waller-Bridge was busy at the time and tied up with Indy 5, and is now going to be double cast in Star Wars. She of course played L337, the droid, in Solo, and is now planned to play a new Jedi Master during the High Republic era of the franchise in this Acolyte spin-off show that is currently codenamed Project Fiber. Now, Leslye Headland is also planning to have Phoebe Waller-Bridge write other Star Wars TV shows, as the deal in Kennedy's contract is that the Acolyte can be extended as its own Star Wars projects to be adapted. Now, let me pause here quick. Now, essentially, Leslie's plan is to have Phoebe Waller-Bridge essentially taking over Star Wars, a big chunk of it, if you will, within the High Republic era and all of these upcoming expansion, of course, shows of the Acolyte. Now, when you look at stuff like this, when you look at Phoebe Waller-Bridge, this is somebody that is trying to take over multiple franchises at once. Let's kind of take it back for a second. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is already in the middle of creating a Tomb Raider series that she is going to use her own agenda-driven garbage to throw into that franchise. And she also wants to take part heavily in Bond 26 and becoming a big part of that script in the future. And now the latest is Star Wars. She wants to become a part of the Acolyte spin-off that is seemingly moving forward and getting the green light. So there's a lot of problems arising out of all of this. Now, when you look at people like Phoebe Waller-Bridge, this is somebody that does not care about Star Wars fans, as we all witnessed with the Han Solo film. She was calling people idiots, she was calling Star Wars fans toxic for not liking her droid, asking for equal rights, and how it relates to the real world. She thought we were just out of our world, crazy for speaking up and defending ourselves for our passion of Star Wars, basically. So moving on, Headland wants Waller-Bridge to both write and act for these two shows in the works. The Acolyte is 100% happening, however Disney executives have been so worried over the results of this film that they are considering making it into a non-canon series much like Star Wars Visions, is to avoid fan backlash. This is the reality of the situation. Phoebe Waller-Bridge is said to also be in the talks with the Disney executives loyal to Kathleen Kennedy, as John and Dave are endlessly trying to course-correct Star Wars with their shows. Now, Waller-Bridge has also been a big fan of Leslye Headland, and they are also both planning on extending the High Republic for Disney Plus Star Wars. While John and Dave do their own thing, Disney executives are about to make a bold decision on this one altogether. So here's the problem that lies with all of this, is that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a really extreme writer when it comes to what she believes either Star Wars is all about, or what Indiana Jones is all about, or any other franchise like Tomb Raider. There's been a lot of rumblings that she wants to even play Lara Croft in her own Tomb Raider series that she's creating, which really sounds very egotistical, but whatever, I digress. The problem that lies with all of this is the fact that Leslye Headland and Kathleen Kennedy, it's almost coming across like they're getting their way because of two more Disney executives that are now more lenient with Kathy Kennedy and Leslie's direction of Star Wars, that's outnumbering or getting close to outnumbering the ones that do not support basically Kathleen Kennedy's approach to the franchise. Now look, we've talked about this before. Kathy Kennedy's firing from Disney specifically is highly dependent on the success and or failure of Indiana Jones 5, and we put this out there several times that it's very unclear what Disney considers bad results, be it box office numbers or poor fan reception. That really is a mystery, and it really makes you wonder what numbers are they really anticipating that's going to apply to firing Kathleen Kennedy on the spot by this August. That's another big deal, you know? So we know that there are people standing by still. We've talked about this too, to take over as Lucasfilm president. We got Dana Brunetti at the top of the list, and we have Neil H. Moritz at the bottom of the list right now, just to name a few. So they're still standing by for when Kathleen Kennedy gets rid of and Disney just completely vanquishes her from Lucasfilm. Dana Brunetti is going to be the guy to step in. And mind you, this is a guy that made a Star Wars movie about Star Wars fans, essentially, of 1990s fan culture for a movie called Fanboys. Go ahead and check it out. So anyways, guys, I just think that this is a terrible move. This just goes to show you that Kathy Kennedy and Leslye Headland, I don't know what they have on Disney or the Disney executives, or what they have on Bob Iger, who knows, that might be reaching, but something just seems really off. As Obi-Wan Kenobi would say about Palpatine, something is out of place, Anakin, right? So anyways, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.